Oh, thank you, thank you. All my fellow Americans and all my beautiful people out there, as president of the Boys Against That Spooky, I'm here. I am here to give you a letter to the horror game devs. Point number one. Mickey Mouse had a house. It was made of glass. Donald Duck messed it up and Mickey beat his. What's going on, everybody? It's Sugarfreetp here today, and of course, I got a letter to you amazing, wonderful horror game devs out there. It's an open letter that I want to invite you guys into, but first, let me give you guys a round of applause for how amazing you guys are. Now, to all of my beautiful developers out there, a beautiful introduction to you. I want to introduce you. I am a horror game advocate. I love horror games. I play a lot of them. I've done them on stream. We've done them on YouTube, of course. You can see I have a collection here, and I enjoy them so much. And one of the things that I think you guys don't get credit for is the amount of time, effort, and energy you do into creating a genre that is based upon making us scared, giving us the chills, giving us something to anticipate. You know, not just character building, but just the ability to scare, to create tension, and to create this sense that almost no other game genre can really do. So I want to approach this as a fan, not just a creator, because one of the things that I would love to help our community with, especially, is creating content that's going to drive the horror game genre to go crazy, to become better at what they're doing, to have the ability to change the horror game genre landscape as a whole in a way that really will influence and bring in more money for that community. One of the things that I would absolutely love to do is discuss the ability to do better in different areas without feeling like I'm coming down on developers as a whole. I understand that programming is difficult. I understand that timing and tension and all these things that go into a game can be difficult. But as a consumer, most people don't even think about that or care about that. They want the scares. So I have a question to all of you amazing developers out there. What is the typical timeline that you put on for those types of games? Do you feel like you need to have a scare a minute, a scare every 30 seconds? Do you feel like you have to build a story to a certain height before you can bring something really scary in? What are these things that you have in your mind that you want to portray? And the reason why I ask this is so as a consumer, you can give us information. But I also want you to know that as a consumer, we want this type of content that absolutely blows us away. Not that it has to be the most artistic 5D graphics coming from the future of 2127 VR, IRL type stuff, right? It doesn't have to be that way. But there are so many things you can do in the process. Jump scares will always be jump scares. And one of the unfortunate things is when there's nothing but jump scares, it's not scary. It's just baiting. It's just nonsense. It's just boring. So I propose to you as a developer, are there things you can do to create jump scares that don't feel like jump scares? Hear me out. It sounds crazy, but sometimes there are things you can do that aren't just pop in your face and go, that could actually make things scary. You can do little subtle things. There's a lot of stuff that you can do to create scary aspects in this genre. And the thing that I would like to see is more innovation in this area. Here's a thought. I propose a multi-layer type of scare. Sounds a little interesting, right? But you can do things like take a certain horrific creature and instead of just running around the corner, running at them, moving them from side to side. Something really cool you can do is bait people into going into one room, but then it's actually moved to another room in the process. Now, one of the things that you see a lot in, let's say, for instance, we'll use Phasmophobia. Phasmophobia is really good at having a ghost spawn somewhere and then move from room to room. You're not really knowing where it is, but it's very predictable. And to be able to multi-layer something similar would be awesome. that you can use something that is mysterious and scary that pops up, not to just jump in your face, but to lure you either away or to. And there's a lot of things you can do with these aspects. So what do you want from the community to help inspire you to create better things or to create more specific types of horror for us? What is it that we expect from the horror game genre as a consumer and as a producer? What are the things that we expect to see in the horror game genre? What are the things we expect to evolve in the horror game genre? The things that I would like to propose is that I think that the consumer and the producer can work really well. One of the things you're seeing even right now is there are developers that are ruining games because they don't know what their consumers want. Here's a good example. Apparently Helldivers is ruining their game because of a PSN situation. I'm not going to go into detail about it because I don't report on gaming news, but it's an example of something that can really go wrong. And it's really, really difficult to build a fan base if you don't know what your consumers want, and let alone if you're making choices that the consumers will back away from. And that's really difficult. And I don't want to see that in the horror game genre. There is another thing that I was thinking of, and I think that this could really be beneficial in the horror game genre. And it's something I feel like is not utilized enough, or maybe I just don't know it yet, but I think AI can do such a huge service to the horror game genre. I want to propose that those who are in the development space look into possibility of using AI in a way to create things that maybe we wouldn't have thought of creating. One of the amazing things about AI is it's so abstract and abnormal from the normal train of thought. Have you seen pictures like this? Oh, AI creates some of the spookiest, weirdest things that you've ever seen. And it's interesting to me to see what can come of it. And I want to go deeper into that. But I want to finally say this. To all my amazing developers out there, if you're watching and if you're picking up what I'm putting down right now and you want to connect, please, shoot me an email. Let's talk. If you want to shoot a comment down below, something. I would love to work. I want to give some ideas out there for free. I don't need any money or credit or anything like that, but I would love to give ideas or help out with certain aspects, or even as an open book. I am a small content creator, but I would love to partner with you just for the sake of building the horror game genre. And let's make the horror game genre great again. Sorry, I had to do it. Peace.